while you have this ridiculous partisan, theater that is happening right now in D.C., we have this situation where the Senate is trying to determine how much of the Second Amendment is going to be abridged, and you're not privy to any of those discussions, nor are you able to get in there and lobby any of your senators. So the details, nothing has been set to text just yet. This is just the framework. So it's just the principles upon which they're agreeing to. And they've released the framework. They said the proposal includes support for state crisis intervention orders. Now, this is where you need to immediately be wary. Provides resources to states, etc., to create and administer laws that help ensure deadly weapons are kept out of the hands of individuals whom a court is determined to be a significant danger to themselves or others, consistent with state and federal due process and constitutional protections. Okay, really? What does that mean? Because consistent with state and federal due process and constitutional protections, are they going to say, well, look, all these other states have adopted red flag laws, and so that's what we're saying. It works fine. Because the other states' red flag laws, a third of them are issued wrongly. There's no there's no universal evidentiary standard. There's no in some states, imminent threat's not even required. I mean, there's a lot of issues. There's a lot of issues, and it's just a removal of due process. None of these lawmakers can explain to me what in our current framework makes it to where a removal of due process is required in order to deal with this issue. Because as we have seen in Parkland, it wasn't an issue of reporting, because that killer was reported 1 million times and he had 39 visits from law enforcement. I mean, he was sending death threats via the internet, which is a felony by their state standards. Nothing was done because Robert Runcie, who, by the way, was put on some national school safety task force. I don't know if you knew that. That was a fun headline. But he wanted to make it look like he was reducing this whole school to prison pipeline. And so as a result, his method of reducing that was to just not report criminal activity, even, some serious felony criminal activity. And so I want to ask, I want to know, what do you mean? What due process protections? What does due process mean to you? What is this going to look like for people? How are you ensuring that how do you ensure that this is protected? What does it change? I mean, because when you have a system of laws, many of which have been established for as long as I've been alive, and some in the 90s, when you have when you have a system of laws that you are just not enforcing, why then does the burden have to pass to the innocent with a red flag type proposal? I have a million questions on this. And these are all legitimate concerns that people have. I mean, think about this for a moment. I want you to all remember Brett Kavanaugh sitting before the Senate Judiciary Committee. And I want you to remember all of the false accusations that were leveled at him. That he was a gang rapist. That he raped Christine Blasey Ford. That he did all of these things that none of his accusers could actually substantiate with evidence, nor could they produce any witnesses or anyone even familiar with their presence at such events where something like that could have taken place. They maliciously accused him of something incredibly heinous because of his ideological views. These are the same people that would run and tell the manager if you didn't have a face mask on in a Target. These are the same people that accused you of killing people if you didn't get an injection that was a therapeutic and not actually something that provided any kind of immunity to a virus. This is the same government that told you 2 weeks to slow the spread and that it wasn't political. Do you expect any of these people or this system of government at all whatsoever to not abuse red flag when the very design of such a law supports such abuse? That's the million-dollar question. What in our current legal framework needs a diminished due process? And that's none of these lawmakers can answer this.